Cash cartel, cash cartel.
The Revolutionary War was a pivotal moment in American history, marking America's separation from Britain and the beginnings of an independent culture that would come to be one of the most dominant world powers in recorded history.
Don't come up here, we'll kill you.
On July 4th, 1776, the Founding Fathers issued the Declaration of Independence, an official document stating America's independence from Great Britain, as well as stating America's foundational values. Subjects such as individual liberty and democracy were prominent values in the Declaration and would be the basis for the Constitution, the governing documents of the United States. On June 17th, 1775, early in the Revolutionary War, the British defeated the Americans at the Battle of Bunker Hill in Massachusetts. Despite their loss, the inexperienced colonial forces inflicted significant casualties against the enemy, and the battle provided them with an important confidence boost during the siege of Boston. In this depiction, you will observe the colonists holding the British at bay for two sieges. Eventually, running out of bullets on the third advance of redcoats, where the colonial troops, played by the cool-headed and all-around bad boy Jack, will be killed.
Ugh. Don't do it again, we have lots of bullets. Ah, no, gotcha. We're out of bullets. Oh no. What will we do? Ah. Here you go.
Here you will see George Washington, played by the dashingly handsome and charming Seneca Atticai Clive Fisher, delivering the Declaration of Independence to the British King George III, played by His Royal Highness Sir Lord King Prince Sajid Bartholomew Brown Sarkar Jr. III, Puncher of Walls, through the ever so irresistible Stephen Senior VI Donnelly, where upon his receival of the document he will use even more of the British forces to fight the rebel colonies.
Oh, here's the Declaration of Independence.
It says, "We are free now, and we hate British people. What? Sincerely, the Union States."
This can't be. Go.
We're declaring war on them. Onwards!
We're declaring war on you.
They're declaring war on us.
Go kill him.
The Battle of Trenton was a small, pivotal American Revolutionary War battle that took place on the morning of December 26, 1776, in Trenton, New Jersey. After General George Washington's crossing of the Delaware River north of Trenton the previous night, Washington led the main body of the Continental Army against Hessian auxiliaries garrisoned at Trenton. After a brief battle, almost two-thirds of the Hessian force was captured, with negligible losses to the Americans. This battle significantly boosted the Continental Army's waning morale and inspired re-enlistments. In the depiction, you can see the colonial forces Jack Wong duking it out with British forces Andrew Donnelly, and the colonials coming out victorious. Featured also is the French, played by the tall, dark, and handsome Chandler Albion Wolfisch Steinhausen Bergerdorf Harris, who, upon seeing the United States' success at Trenton, are considering helping Americans fight for independence from the British as they hated them as much as the colonists. The Siege of Yorktown, also known as the Battle of Yorktown or even the Surrender at Yorktown, beginning on September 28, 1781, and ending on October 19, 1781 at Yorktown, Virginia, was a decisive victory by a combined force of the American Continental Army troops led by General George Washington and French army troops led by Comte de Rochambeau over a British army commanded by British peer and Lieutenant General Charles Cornwallis. The culmination of the Yorktown Campaign, the siege proved to be a last major land battle of the American Revolutionary War, as the surrender by Cornwallis and the capture of both him and his army prompted the British government to negotiate an end to the conflict. In the reenactment, you will see Andrew Donnelly and Jack Wong absolutely ragging on each other for the French forces, Chandler Harris, to come in and decimate Andrew, marking the end of the violence of the Revolutionary War.
Oh.
We lost. Surrender at this point.
Aye. We surrender. Aye. The United States is free. I love democracy.
With the siege of Yorktown, the British lost the war, and America was now an independent nation with radical new ideals that would shape its history for the next centuries, and figures like George Washington being immortalized in the very concept of patriotism and liberty.
Cash cartel, cash cartel.